Let's talk about the difference between diet and dieting. Dieting, short term. Traditional dieting requires you to create restriction, forced calorie cutting, restriction that's uncomfortable because you feel deprived, because you're hungry and you're having cravings and you're denying that hunger, you're ignoring that hunger. You're forcing your body to lose weight. You're forcing your body to change the number on the bathroom scale. If you can stick with it, most people end up in a binge, fast binge cycle. So they restrict. I do great. And then boom, they fall apart and they're binge eating all the things. But let's say you are sticking to it. You're committed, you're white knuckling it, you're gonna hold out, you're shooting for that finish line. The scale goes down. More than likely, what is happening in this situation is that you are actually losing muscle mass. You might be losing fat, but you're also losing muscle. And when that happens, your metabolism does slow down. It's harder for you to burn the same amount of calories at rest as you were before. As you burn off muscle, you're going to reduce your metabolism's ability to burn calories efficiently. The scale has now gone down, did it, I hit my goal, and you just cannot wait to dive back into the pizza, ice cream, chips, whatever your favorite thing is or favorite things that you put aside because you had to lose this weight. Now you're going to notice the scale is going back up. And if you've ever said to yourself, man, I lost the weight, but then I gained some weight, or I gained all of the weight, or I gained even more weight, but let's even just say you gained some of the weight and you just thought, okay, I'm going to catch this before it gets out of hand. I'm going to lose this weight. And it's really hard. It's harder than it was the first time. You are not wrong. It is harder because you have less muscle mass. As you're gaining weight, the muscle that you lost, you're replacing with fat. So now your body isn't leaner, you're actually getting squishier. There's more bumps, there's more jiggle. That's real. That's actually happening. You are constantly going to be on this dieting cycle of losing, and gaining because you haven't corrected the root problem. And in fact, you've made things worse because you've changed your body composition in a negative way. You've reduced your muscle mass and you've increased your fat mass. Your metabolism has slowed down and it makes regaining or gaining weight much easier. That's why this is short term, because it's a cycle. If you're dieting, you're always going to be dieting. Somebody who gets really good at dieting stays really good at dieting. If you're somebody who is done with dieting, you're ready to learn how to lose the weight permanently, which means maintaining the weight loss. On here I have lifestyle, long term. We're now over on the green side. Lifestyle, also known as diet or a healthy diet. That's what we're shooting for. That's what I help my clients learn in the Hangry to Healthy program. That's what I want you to learn. Healthy weight loss. Create a lifestyle that then supports how you want to feel, how you want to look, all of the things that you want for you. The 2.0 version of yourself. What we're doing with a lifestyle change or a healthy diet is we are addressing the hormone imbalances that caused you to gain weight and be out of balance. When we start addressing the hormone imbalances, these are your metabolic hormones. These are the ones that are controlling your appetite and your cravings and your energy, all of those things. The first thing that you notice when we start doing what your body needs to bring these into balance, your energy goes up, your sleep improves, your mood improves. You may feel less anxious, less stressed. This is normal. This is like out of the gate things that start to happen. The next thing you know is that your appetite calms way down. You feel actually less hungry. Food isn't quite as demanding. The cravings had kind of subsided. You actually end up eating less naturally. You're creating a deficit without restriction. So you're allowing your body to burn off the excess energy that you're carrying around, which is that extra fat. We all call it weight, but it's extra fat. But you're not feeling that restriction. You're not feeling deprived. You're not having chronic hunger and cravings anymore. You're actually just less hungry. You're much calmer. As your appetite calms down, then you actually can even focus more on what you're eating. You actually have time and you have this mental space to think about, well, what do I want to eat? What's actually working for my body? What feels good? And this is what you learn in the program, the nutritional principles. We are focusing on nutrient-dense foods, and we do that for a very specific reason, because it manages your appetite. When your body gets what it needs, and it needs the nutrients, it's going to stop asking you to feed it. With the nutrient-dense foods, what you're doing is you're actually allowing your body to maintain your lean muscle mass. You're not losing muscle. You're actually burning off fat. So not only are you maintaining your lean muscle mass, but it's possible you're even gaining more muscle. What that looks like, body composition is changing. Lean muscle, less fat, which is exactly what you want. What you're going to see is you're going to feel your clothes getting looser. Your clothes are going to feel more comfortable. You might notice your shape of your face changing in the mirror. That's body composition change. That is you losing or releasing that extra fat. You see it in inches. I'm not saying that you're not seeing the scale move. It's very possible that you're also seeing the scale move. That's pretty much mostly very common, especially in the first 6 weeks of the Hangry to Healthy program, because we're not focused a lot on resistance training or exercise at this point. We're really dialing in the nutrition. The scale will move as you lose fat. If you're somebody who is doing a lot of weightlifting and dialing in your nutrition, you can actually not move the scale at all. Your scale could maintain the exact same weight and you can just change size. You can drop sizes and still weigh the same because your body composition's changed. You've lost the fat, but you've maintained and increased your lean muscle mass, which is why the scale weight doesn't move. What typically happens is you do lose the fat, so you lose inches, but you also see your weight go down on the scale. This is how you create permanent weight loss, because what you're doing is you're creating new habits around food. Not just tangible habits like what you're buying at the grocery store, how you're cooking, what you're eating, but also you're shifting how your brain thinks about food. These two pieces together are huge. This is what creates the lifestyle shift. And what we want your new lifestyle to do is we want your normal everyday actions, the new habits, to support what you want. If you want to weigh a certain amount, if you want to fit into a certain size clothes, if you want to look a certain way, feel a certain way, we want your everyday actions to support that. When you get your results, we want you to just really naturally and comfortably be able to maintain those results without really thinking about it, because it's just how you live your life. The root cause has been corrected. So we went in, we balanced your metabolic hormones, you learned what feels good to you, what doesn't feel good, you learned about, your tolerance level for all kinds of foods. There's nothing that's off the table, so to speak, to you. You can eat anything you want. Chances are what you want will have shifted to some degree. You've changed your body composition. Now you have that lean muscle and less fat. Your metabolism is humming. You're not denying yourself food. You're actually eating, and maybe even eating more than you used to, but feeling really good. And your body's responding in a very positive way because you're seeing and feeling what you want. That's the difference between dieting and learning how to have a healthy diet that supports what you want for yourself and your life.